This is The Launch, episode 25 for June 17th, 2025. Streaming live from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, we greet you all a good morning, a good evening, whenever your timeline may fall. Time-appropriate greetings indeed to one and all. This is The Launch. My name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
And my name is Brent.
Hello, you two. Well, we have quite the show coming up, so just a few things I want you to know about before we get going. You can call us live. After we play the song of the week, we'll take calls. Or if you want to call after the fact, you can leave us a voicemail. The phone number, 774-462-5667. That's 774-462-5667. Call in or leave us a voicemail. And we love it when you join us live. We do the show on Tuesdays, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. jblive.tv or in your podcasting 2.0 app of choice. And the show's out for download Wednesday mornings. Of course, our Mumble Room is going. You can join us in there. And our live chat gives it that live vibe. At links to what we talk about today, weeklylaunch.rocks. So join us or listen after the fact. We just love it if you participate. It's great. The community really makes the difference. So, Andrews, speaking of community, your home's going to be full of community soon as school gets out.
Yes. Yeah. So the kids' last week of school is this week.
Wow.
Finals yesterday, today, tomorrow. They have Thursday off for Juneteenth, and then they go back Friday. So
that's really weird.
It is weird. It's like
what
the third year in a row.
Like, and that Friday, you know nothing's going to happen.
It's many
be a
people
waste
are going to
day.
be gone.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
You're right. Kids are just not going to show up.
Yeah. No.
But then the ones that do are going to get to have like a cool experience at school.
Yeah,
like that once a year only kind of experience. So
So last week we talked a little bit about how to get them outside for the summer. Today I just wanted to talk about how things are going to change at my house now that they are out of school. One, I don't have to set an alarm for 6:45 to get all three kids up in the morning.
Does that mean you're going to sleep in?
Which means I can sleep in till like 7.
Nice.
Maybe 7:30 on some days, which is nice. Because right now what it is I wake up at 6:45, I check and make sure Bella's awake, and then Abby, and then Dylan, and then I go back to bed for a couple minutes, and then I get up and I wake up Dylan, and then I go back to bed for a couple of minutes.
Oh, that's torture.
And then I wake up Dylan.
I'd have a hard time going back.
I know. Then I get in the shower, and then I wake up Dylan.
Wow.
Like, it is ridiculous. So
that was me when I was a kid.
Was it?
Oh, 100%.
Did you require a lot of prodding to get out of bed?
Still do.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah. I'm always really impressed when you do manage to do it.
Well, thank you. That's a little like triumph every morning.
Yeah, it is.
If
Like, look
it's
at him.
still morning.
Another thing is, of course, I'm going to have kids home all day wanting me to do stuff during my work day, right? Yep. Which is going to be super annoying. And they're going to eat me out of the house, right? Like, there's going to be so much food consumption.
Or when they go out, they're going to constantly be asking for money so they can buy food.
Literally, Bella just texted me asking to DoorDash McDonald's to her.
She just asked me yesterday for $20 to go buy food.
You know what?
She should become friends with Emma, I think.
Yeah, she asked me for money yesterday too, but I said no because the day before, not only she grabbed 2 cans of Pringles and I gave the girls waters, and then I went and bought them pizza sticks so that they wouldn't ask me for money. But then they wanted to buy whatever, so I sent them $15.
Yeah.
But I was trying to avoid that. And then, yesterday Bella asked, and that's funny, did you give it to her?
I did, because she's figured out to play the game where and then she'll go to Hadia eventually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that started.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to, that's, okay, well, anyway, so one of the cool things about my day job is we get summer Fridays.
Oh,
so every
really?
other Friday, we have it off.
Oh, that's cool.
The whole U.S. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Thankfully, my boss said this week, since we have Juneteenth off at work, to go ahead and take Friday off too. So I'm
that's
like,
nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, because summer Fridays don't start until the 4th of July weekend.
Our boss never gives those days off.
He's a jerk.
Yeah. So those are some of the things, some of the adjustments going on in the house. Also, I am working on fixing my backyard.
Oh, is that picking back up?
I mean, maybe. So
that's a big project.
Yeah, basically.
I haven't actually seen it. Can you give us like some background?
Well, I mean, you could have. Did you see the blue tarp when you brought your van over? No way. Okay, well, it's in the background of the picture that I took of you. But anyway, so a big retaining wall was put in, but the I added 145 cubic yards of fill dirt to level my backyard. But in October, it was too wet to level the yard and get
mud.
Yeah, it was just absolute slosh. So I called a dude that I knew that could do it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not coming out there. This is not the season. Call me in the spring."
Yeah, makes
right?
sense.
And I'd already talked to this dude a couple times because he was going to do the topsoil layer for me. And anyway, so I called him a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "So you remember how I was complaining about Trump and how Washington state taxes suck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do remember that." And he's like, "Yeah, I moved all my equipment to Utah."
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Okay, so I guess." And he's like, No. I promised you that I would help you with your yard. I will, if you can wait for me,
He's going to haul.
I'll be here next week in Washington, and I have contacts. I can rent equipment and get this done for you.
That's insane.
He hasn't seen it, though. He might take one look and be like, "Peace out."
Maybe you should send him some pictures or a video or something. Be like, this is what you're getting into.
No, I need him to reject me in person.
Make it harder.
I need to cry in front of him and be like, I need a backyard. It has been this tarp, it's getting like the sun reflection melting damage from the windows nearby,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it could be a total fire hazard. And yeah, I'm so ready. I hate the sound of rain hitting this stupid tarp. It's literally
hadn't thought about that.
It's a 20 by 30 tarp and a 30 by 50 tarp. That's how much of my backyard is covered by tarp right now.
Yeah.
And I just want it gone, and I want to start this grass process.
Yeah.
If you take the tarps off, the grass will find its way.
But it needs to be smoothed out and whatnot, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. It needs to be leveled.
Yeah.
Even just minimally. Like, let's not add any more fill. Let's just level what's there and call it good, because I just want a yard. So anyway, that's in progress. There will be updates over the summer.
That would be a nice win if you got it. I mean,
yeah.
And then it's just sort of done. It's like one of those things.
Then I can do the other things, like put up the fence and I don't know. I might get the kids another trampoline.
Any catios in your future?
Well, the second floor deck is actually before catio.
Ooh, that's sweet. Second floor deck.
Yeah. Again, I don't know if anybody's going to build upon what is already there, but that will be another whole adventure. But first, I want to get the dirty stuff, like literally dirty stuff, out of the way. I don't want to build a new deck and then have it covered in this film of leveling dirt. So,
oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let us know what is stressing you out this summer. Boostin, do you have a summer project, a summer stress? We want to know it. Well, as Andrew said, the kids are almost out of school. And that means it's almost time for our annual summer road trip. And most often we've gone to Montana. But after, doing it a lot, it starts to get a little old, even though I could do it every year. Kids like variety. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I could literally go every year and be happy because you just go soak in beautiful hot springs. But we thought, we'd start changing it up. So about 2 years ago, we went to the Oregon coast. And so we've kind of been looking for other things to do. And this year, we thought, wouldn't it be fun to go up to Brent's house? Go see Uncle Brent and say hi to my mountain.
It's more of a cabin, I would say.
Yeah, well, and a mountain.
Definitely. That mountain we probably have the best view of anyone in the city of your mountain.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Fisher Peak. You got to see it.
Yeah. So it's not too long of a drive relative to some of the other trips we've taken, but it'll be a good trip, and it'll go through hot spots of eastern Washington and Idaho. And it'll probably be a little warmer at your place than it is here now too. So it'll be that.
Yeah, probably a little drier as well. We don't, getting away from the ocean. That's for sure.
Brent has teased there are some hot springs in his neck of the woods.
There are like the tourist versions. We will, I think, not go there. There are the secret locals versions that are tucked away in the forest.
Ooh, tucked away hot springs in the forest?
That's where we're going.
All right. Okay, I'm up for that. So we thought we need to get Jubes ready because every trip you got to kind of reduce. So this next weekend, we're going to do what we call the yearly purge. We do it almost before every annual summer road trip, and that is everything comes out of the storage bays. Almost everything comes out of the house, and then we only put back in the stuff we need. And in preparation, we've been reorganizing like how we store all the bedding and everything like that. So the shower is going to be used while we go down the road, but easily available if anybody wants a shower on the trip, so that'd be nice. And The big thing, and this is like a top 3 all-time, my entire 10 years of owning Jupes that I have wanted to solve, and we are finally in the home stretch, and it is proper cooling for my power base. So, dear audience, picture a bus, and along below the windows, like along the bottom half of the bus, is a bunch of storage bays. And in like the case of Jupes, there's like 6 on the passenger side and 6 on the driver's side. And in one of these, we have 6 batteries, an inverter, a solar controller, a charge control. We have a bunch of gear. And under normal operation, it tends to do just fine. But when we hit the road for the summer, heat becomes a real battle. You've got heat created by the engine of the RV and the exhaust and the transmission, which are kind of in that general area. That just happens to heat up all of the lower bays. And then you also have heat created by the alternator that is sending power to the batteries. And in the summer, you also have a lot of solar coming in. And solar charging creates some heat. And then we really make things worse when we run the AC units inside the RV. One AC unit alone draws around 1,400 to 1,600 watts, both running simultaneously, which you really need when it's hot out, like 95 degrees Fahrenheit and above. Both units running 3,000 watts. And that has to be inverted from DC power in a battery, in a lithium battery, to AC power. And that inversion process generates a lot of heat. So you've got all these, you got the motor, you got the charging, you got the 3,000 watts for the air conditioners. It creates a situation where I have to sometimes pull the rig over, open up the vents, set up a box fan, and blow across the storage bays to try to cool her down so we can keep running the AC. And it's really jank, but it also means I'm leaving my storage bays open every random place I stop, which not always a great idea, especially since, my battery bay has got like very high-end equipment that somebody would love to just come and nab. But it does get the job done. So this week, we're finally going to fix on that. Finally, one of my top 3 things I want to get fixed in Jupes. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut some holes, and we're going to add some fans, and we're going to do some pass-through airflow. But it originally started with my idea of I was just going to go to the storage bay door where these batteries are at, take a saw, and just cut through the damn door and put a vent in the thing. I need to do something, and I'm just at my limit with this. And Brent looks at it, and he says, there's a better way. And you did. You came up with a solution that you won't even be able to tell from the outside we've done.
Yeah, I was really trying to convince you not to drill a giant hole in the side of your rig. I think it took me like about 2 weeks to convince you finally to come, to the bright light. There's a way I was looking, because I managed to stick my face under your rig, that the storage bins aren't actually like completely touching. There's a bit of an air gap between them. And I saw that as a perfect opportunity to stick a little bit of venting in that space so you could still get fresh air coming in, and drill the hole in the side of these storage bays, which is effectively under the rig. So you won't even see it from the exterior, but it'll still perform the same function. That's the idea anyway.
And we're going to use a boat bilge fan that's designed to like cool a storage area or an engine to pull that air. So it'll pull in cold air and it'll suck out the hot air. And if we get this done, I think we could get it done this week. I think this will solve the heating issue, and we'll be able to go down the road with the air conditioners going and not fry all the equipment.
This is an elaborate plan to cover the fact that you're going to sneak illegals into Canada.
Wouldn't that be? I gotta have good power.
Ventilation
gotta
down there.
keep everybody
You're
comfortable.
Keeping them in the storage. Yeah, I don't have the keys, officer.
Only I'm the illegal because I'm gonna.
But
I'm setting up shop.
speaking of though, you're going to take Lady Jupes to another country. You've never done that before. What?
What
might you
hit
need
me.
to do? Like, do you have everything in order to like? And all I can imagine is we're the Millers. So we're the Fishers.
I'm a little concerned, about. I mean, Levi has all his paperwork, but how much are they going to go through the rig?
It's not California. It's just Canada.
Yeah, but I mean, do they go through an RV and look for stuff? Because I got a lot of
they
guns.
Might have you open your oh my gosh, storage units.
Yeah,
I've never been.
Yeah, that'd be something.
In an RV when it's crossed, but I've been certainly behind an RV when it's crossed, and they do the same as a car. Just talk to the driver, and that's about it.
So
I can tell.
I can smuggle Jeff's mom's oranges, and it'll be okay.
Oh yeah. You can't smuggle them out of California, but you can bring them into Canada.
We never did. Wouldn't have. No. So I'm looking forward to checking off this problem. Then we get out there. We'll have a nice, comfortable drive through Eastern Washington where it can get quite hot. And then we'll go hang out and check out my mountain. And while we're parked there, I think the cooling system will also keep the batteries nice and comfy when we're running the AC out there.
I was thinking about this last night when falling asleep, as you do, these projects, and you try to think of all the things you didn't plan for until, before you get into it. And it reminded me exactly of the problem we are trying to solve with the servers in the garage here, trying to keep them cool. Remember we discussed, do we build a box with some kind of input and output exhaust fans, trying to just pull all that heat out? And it's basically the exact same problem. So considering we didn't succeed with the server, hopefully our luck's changing with the batteries. That's
Comfort's on the line, Brent, and some batteries.
Yeah, we haven't even looked at what we need to do with my van for comfort.
Yeah. Well, you do. Oh.
Yeah, I know. We better move on to that next week.
I guess we'll look at that later. One problem at a time, Brent.
Okay.
And now, on with the show.
Well, I'm just going to make a quick call to the launch. I haven't checked in since yesterday. 774-462-5667. That's it. All right. 774-462-5667. Call now.
Well, we have some voicemails, and a guy named Ryan calls in about dogs.
Hello, launch crew. This is a guy named Ryan. Long time, 8th time, I think. One of the topics was dogs and dog names. My family just picked up 2 Bichon Frise puppies because we needed something hypoallergenic. Everyone's super allergic to dogs, but we also love dogs. We could not come up with a good pair of names for them. We debated for weeks, and then finally we decided to go with some nonsense words. So their names are Gabu and Ganilla. And Gabu is the word my youngest would use when he wanted a gummy. And Ganilla is how he used to pronounce vanilla. Oh. And as soon as we came up with those 2 names, everyone was super on board. And so anyway, that's the origin story of those 2 names. I'm really enjoying the episodes. Please keep up the great work, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.
I love the idea of kind of preserving these words that the kids come up with.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. They're the best, and then they stop saying them, and I miss them.
Right.
Yak.
My cat Rocky that I ended up adopting from a neighbor a couple houses down. Rocky's original name was Smurgle. And Mittens, who unfortunately passed away right as I was adopting Rocky, they got in a fight and Mittens didn't make it and Rocky just had an injury. And then after that injury, I adopted him through that recovery. Anyway, Mittens' name was Chenzu. And both of those, and then Gorbash was the third cat.
These are crazy names.
The black cat. Well, so it's from some sort of 80s comic cartoon or something. But anyways,
if anybody knows,
they sound nonsense words too.
Yeah, they are really. Hey, we got a live call. Let's take it now. What do you say? Let's take our live caller. I'll bring him into the conversation right now. Live caller, hello. Are you there on the line right now? Are you there?
Yes.
Hi. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jordan. I'm calling actually right now from St. Louis. We're on a summer road trip with our family.
Hello, Jordan and family. Nice. Where are you going on the road trip?
Well, we're starting from East Tennessee and we went to Mammoth Cave yesterday. We're going to St. Louis and eventually ending up in Glacier National Park and then coming back down to Texas and going home.
Whoa. Are you in a rig? Are you in a truck? What vehicle is everybody traveling in? How many of you are there?
There's 5 of us. We're in a truck with a travel trailer.
All right.
Wow. He sounds like Hank Hill. He sounds like the call. Like maybe he should record the number.
yeah, let's do some work. What we got you here? Wow, that's a heck of a road trip. So total, is it how many weeks?
4 to 5, depending upon some stops. We've left a little leeway in some rooms, so we can extend stays or shorten them depending upon what we like and what we want to see.
Wow, that's a heck of a summer trip. Are you doing campgrounds? Are you doing some boondocking? Are you doing a mix? You got a harvest host? Tell me how you're. Yeah.
Last 2 stops, we were overnights at Cracker Barrels.
Nice.
We've got some campgrounds, some KOAs, some BLM land. We've got a mix of all of it.
That's the way to do it. The Cracker Barrels and the KOAs are nice too, just because you get all the facilities and they usually have pretty decent campgrounds, but they're a little expensive.
Need those high-end ones,
you've got to do some laundry with
Yeah.
trips that long. You got to find some places to do laundry.
No Harvest Host in there though?
Not at all. The way we get to RV is weekends normally, so we didn't join any Harvest Hosts or Boondockers, so we haven't mixed any of that in there.
Yeah, that makes sense if you don't travel too much. Well, man, that sounds like a hell of an adventure. I hope you guys have a great time. I'd love to hear how it goes when it's all done.
Self-hosted got me into the Jupiter, so broadcasting network. I'm doing a lot of dollar-rich tracking locations. I used Pinch Flat and made a playlist for my kids that downloads and imports into Plex. So every day I say, hey, watch, episode 1, 2, or 3, and it tells them about the state we're going through, what we're going to see, like Mammoth and the Arch, Gateway Arch, and it's videos peppered all throughout the U.S. that they get to watch and learn about before we go to it.
That's a great idea. I definitely noticed, the road trips really help actually cement the size of the country and the states, and it really does. It's a great time to learn. That's a brilliant idea and a great use of self-hosting and Pinch Flat. Wow. I might steal on that idea.
It's great.
I might steal that.
You're doing it better than we are.
I've tried my hardest to find a way to justify buying a Starlink Mini to mount on the truck somehow so we could have internet in the truck, but I couldn't justify the cost when AT&T's, in-vehicle Wi-Fi is $25 a month. So if they run out of service, we'll just, go on a hike.
Right. Yeah, again, if you were, in the rig throughout the year, it'd probably be worth it. But the other thing about the Starlink, I love it. I live on it, but you can't have branches in the way. And there's a lot of places where in the summer it's nice to park to have shade, and then you don't have Starlink. So
for sure.
Sometimes it's nice to have cellular. You can't really, I think, live only on Starlink. You kind of have to have the cellular anyway. So if you could only have one, cellular, I think, is probably
we're getting a little bit of both. My actually RVing or convoying with my parents. They're tagging along with us, and he has a Starlink with him. So
that's so cool.
We're piggybacking off of that when we're at campgrounds.
Do they full-time?
They do not full-time. They're retired, but they go, long trips here and there, but they don't full-time.
Yeah, but they got the Starlink. That's awesome. Wow. Well, I'm a little jealous. I hope you have a great trip, and I hope everybody's safe and everybody has a good time, gets through the down moments when they do happen and all that stuff. And let us know how it goes. Leave us a voicemail or call back in the future.
Well, we are on the road for about 4 weeks. If you want to call on a Tuesday, call on a Tuesday.
Nice.
All right, thanks, man. Safe travels.
Have a good day.
All right, so that was fun, right? That was great. Yeah, that's great. Thank you for calling. All right, so back to the voicemails. We have Bo in Tennessee.
Hey, Launch. This is Bo again. I was catching up with and caught up now, actually. I guess the one y'all just finished. I haven't heard that one yet. But I wanted to call in about braces and band. I totally forgot about this, but in the late 90s, early 2000s, I had braces and played trumpet.
Oh.
It sucked. It was pretty painful. I remember that, and then forgot until just now. I played trombone as well, which is not as bad. The embouchure's much looser. The mouthpieces are bigger. And I wonder if that's part of why I started playing more drums, in addition to the other drummer breaking his arm, which is a pretty classic way to become the drummer in a band situation. Anyway, that was tough. I don't know if braces are better now. Maybe they are. And I have no idea what Invisalign's like, but that was a special pain of growing up that I completely forgot about, so thanks for reminding me. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Oh, yeah. Bo, where am I? Hendersonville, Tennessee right now. Bye.
Oh, another Tennessee.
All right. I got to get down to Tennessee. We got family down there. It's great. I hear good things.
The update is Bella wants to do Invisalign now.
Oh, I think it's probably a good call.
Yeah. But the whole thing is on hold because the pediatric dentist doesn't want to touch her teeth. She needs a cavity filled, and it's too close to the root. And it's the one where the same dental place refused to work on it and literally called it garbage teeth. Yeah.
Whoa.
He said, yeah, I'm not touching that. It's a garbage tooth. All 4 of them are garbage
This
teeth.
guy's like a tooth elitist?
So in 2020, when everything was shutting down, I had to take her to a dentist that I didn't know to have this filled. And thankfully it worked out, but now there's a cavity near it. Anyway, so they want to refer her to an adult dentist because it's an adult tooth, which is crap because she's 11 and kids can go to their pediatric dentist until they're 18 or 24 is what the gal said.
She's the best about brushing her teeth, too.
She what now?
She's the best about brushing her teeth.
And flossing.
Yeah.
Like I am buying her the floss picks all the time. And
But it's those midnight treats under her bed there.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
Really
that's
good.
Abby.
Yeah, that's totally
That's Abby.
Abby.
That's 100% Abby.
Yeah.
But no, she's got the crowding, and she doesn't get all the way back there. It's the molars. So anyway, it is kind of on hold until I can get a second opinion from my dentist. And then I might just bring her back to the pediatric dentist.
Is this really a garbage tooth? That's what you're going to ask him?
No. I just want his
Right,
opinion.
yeah, no.
I don't want to. I'll tell him afterwards what we've been through. But
Yeah, see what he says.
yeah.
All right, only a couple more left. Crashmaster is one of our last voicemails this week.
Hi, JB. Members feed, you were talking about insurance, car and home. This is Crashmaster from Connecticut again. Progressive is a good option. If you have AAA insurance, you can have them broker it as well. Good choices there. Bye.
Okay, well, there you go.
Okay.
That was pretty. Crashmaster, are you in insurance?
Right? Yeah.
Would that be handy?
I was expecting him to say something
Yeah,
like that.
boy,
but
that'd be really great to know. Did he tell us that before? We should have a network of like lawyers, accountants,
Right.
and
We have
insurance
friends
people.
in places.
We need friends. All right, now producer Jeff is calling us out for perhaps shoddy work at the farm last week. You ready for this?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I've got some concerns here, guys. What are y'all doing? You ran that spider cable that was there. First off, was it the same cable we were playing with when I was there last time? That's 30 amp cable. It was 120 volt. There's only 3 prongs. It was 10 gauge, guys. Come on. Okay. If you're running 10 gauge at its own length, at the original single cable length, that's 30 amps. You don't want to pull 50 amps off that.
What?
Even if you, say, drop the neutral or drop the ground and just use 2 lines in a neutral to get your 240 volt. First off, you're not grounded. That's not safe. Second off, it's still only 10 gauge. Please don't pull 50 amps off of 10 gauge.
Us?
Every 100 feet, you should be upsizing as well. If you're going 300 feet, you got to at least upsize twice on that. I mean, 3 times really, but realistically, twice would be fine if it was a single cable. But the fact that it's connected and daisy chained, no.
What if the connections are rusty? Is that a problem?
You guys are nuts. I mean, fine. Run Brent's, man. It'll be fine. 120 volt. He's not pulling a bunch of stuff. That AC doesn't pull a lot. That would be fine. But if you try to run the RV on that, just don't run your ACs, I guess.
I gotta run
and at
ACs.
least ground the van to like one of the purlins of the building, like from the frame to one of the purlins, a clamp or something. If you do end up dropping the ground on that 3-wire extension cable, the spider box. Oh man, I wish I was there. Oh no.
Yep. Hashtag we need you, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, come on. So is his recollection of the cable correct? I don't remember.
Luckily, it is incorrect.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, phew.
I wasn't there when he was here setting up the plug that we inevitably have been using.
Yeah.
Because he was kind enough to do some beautiful work of pulling a plug out of a very sketchy panel. And
a farm panel, a
Yeah.
milk shed farm panel. Let's just say it's bad.
And that plug's appropriate to plug in Lady Jupes. And we've been using that to basically get power to the 300 foot away location where you want to park. Luckily, the cable, I don't know which one he was looking at when you guys were together. I wasn't there, but the cable that we're using, luckily, is not whatever he's recalling. So the one we have is 6 gauge, which is much, much, much thicker. And it is rated for 50 amps. And it is typically used for extending cables and power on job sites, exactly like what we're doing. And it's pretty heavy gauge stuff. Like hauling this thing around, you need to put your weight into it. So I think luckily it's not as sketchy as Jeff was suggesting, like dropping a ground and just sending power through that instead and not having a ground or anything.
I mean, it's still sketchy. It is definitely still sketchy.
It's just on a different level. It's
Level
still,
of sketch.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be seen as sketch.
A sketch that fits within our comfort zone.
But his was sketch and dangerous. I think we're just sketch.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there may be danger. We don't know yet. We'll know once we really start pulling. I mean, that's one of the things we have yet to test. Is just we have, we've taken a meter out there and made sure each line's good and the neutral's good and all that. Like,
Ooh, did you test at the farmhouse?
Yeah, we tested all the way through at the farmhouse, and we tested at the end. And
okay.
We put heaters on there to generate some load on each leg of the 50 amp line. and did all some, and we saw some voltage drops, so I'm a little nervous, but we also saw some voltage recovery. We'll see. I do wish you were here to check it out, Jeff. I'll just say that.
Tell us what we're doing wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well, that means with all our voicemails for the week, you need to call and leave us a voicemail. And you can also call during our song of the week, which is right now. This is a value for value track. If you boost during the song, 95% of the sats go to the artist. And this one is one of the well-known value for value artists who has a brand new track. It's You and Me by 2 Weeks in Nashville.
And now, on with the show.
I don't even know how this happens, but Microsoft has the weirdest software bug in Windows 11. And only in Microsoft's crazy spaghetti code world of Windows could this even be possible, and they don't even know how it happened. But recently, an update to Windows 11 has caused some systems to play the Windows Vista boot sound from 2006 when they log in. You remember the Vista boot sound?
Oh yeah, it's coming back now.
So how weird is it? 11 years go by, and they do some sort of update in the preview build of Windows 11, and it switches login sounds to Vista.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is that sound still in there somewhere?
Right.
Okay.
I guess because you can have the option to play it if you want, but it's kind of nostalgic. It's funny, though, because it happened the week that Apple introduced Liquid Glass, which a lot of people say looks a lot like Windows Vista. And then this bug comes out reminding everybody of the old Windows Vista. Microsoft confirms it is an issue and that they are working on a fix. They just don't know exactly what caused it yet.
I have several theories. One is that it's an insider just kind of trolling everybody. Yes, chat room. Wes says troll too.
I think it's an insider as well.
Another one is maybe it's just a preview of what's to come with Windows 11, you know?
Maybe they're going to update the UI. I actually would be interested to have a full Vista theme. It'd be fun. Okay, Andrews, get your checkbook out.
Ooh.
Chris found a gem, an easy flip. Let's cash it in. It's barely standing, kind of scary, but potential's extraordinary. Just trust me, it's a winner. Just trust me, it's a winner.
Okay, there's a few things I like about this one. It's in our area.
Ooh.
It's going to be fantastic for controlling audio and the environment. Barely used. It was only used for a few years. It has a full mechanic shop, and it's a little bit closer to Brent's house. It's like 30 miles west of Spokane.
Oh.
Uh-huh. It's a unique property. It's coming in at $1.45 million, so it's a bit of a stretch, but...
Just outside my budget,
No,
damn it.
I mean, it might be worth a little extra stretching because check this out. It was covered by the local news recently. It's that impressive.
Property for just over $1.4 million is on the market in a rural part of Lincoln County. Let's show it to you. It's near Sprague, Washington, 34 miles west of Spokane, and it has everything you'd want for country living. Wide open spaces, stunning sunsets, and no neighbors for miles.
There's just one thing. It's a Atlas missile silo from the old days of like the Cold War or something like that, and it's massive.
But what makes this property truly special lies buried deep underground. It even has the attention of the USSR during the 60s. Marissa Rio gives us a tour of the Cold War era bunker that's now outfitted for modern living.
This property may not look like much from the outside, but inside you're launched into something really special. This property is a missile base from the Cold War.
The base went active in 1960 and decommissioned in 64.
This is Thomas Continos, and this property was once his father-in-law's. Since his passing, he and
It's got a pool table.
Wow.
Right?
his wife have decided to sell it.
In 95, he started creating his masterpiece.
The property is on 24.5 acres.
24 acres, lots of room to run around.
The main floor includes a shop, room, and bathroom. As Thomas takes me on this walk through history, he shows me the elevator his father-in-law built, connecting the main floor to the underground.
I'm sure that
There's
passes
a game
code.
room equipped with a basketball hoop, bedrooms, bathrooms, a library, and more.
It's livable. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
it's
this is
ready
one
to
of the
go.
first livable ones that you've shared.
And all constructed by the last owner. Now check this out. This is where the past meets the present.
So this is the entrance we'd have Brent go through just to like make him feel it, you know? So it's a tunnel to a large metal door.
These are the original tunnels built back in the 1950s. When you open this 2-ton door here, you're now on the outside, and this is where crews would enter and leave the quarters. Like a time machine, the tunnels lead you to this.
They back the missile in, hang the missile, and then close that 47-ton door.
So this 47-ton door, which was built to accommodate
Wow.
missiles, happens to be just big enough to fit Jupes. I mean, how perfect is that? Jupes can
Wow.
park in there.
It's the missile silo with the flame pit still inside.
Okay, right now it's got a pool table, it's got a bunch of acreage, 24 private acres, 13,000 square foot underground structure, 3,000 square feet of modern living space, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, an elevator, a custom built elevator, ideal for preppers, developers, or perhaps a podcast studio. So, maybe if it's not for you, maybe I'll link it in the show notes and somebody in the audience can buy it for us.
Yeah.
Does that seem like a good idea? Maybe we'll go that route. Brent, maybe if you're interested.
I don't think there's an HOA, so I think that meets one of my requirements.
Okay, all right.
And now, as the French say, it is time for le boost.
And we have a handful of boosts today. Turd Ferguson comes in as our top booster with 25,332 sats.
Turd Ferguson!
First boost, are you still planning to call listeners? Yes. I just haven't got my crap together, and I want to have a good reason to call. But I do need to get that together. Second boost from Mr. Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson!
I got my kids a YMCA pass. They went twice. Turns out I just wanted quiet. Skip the Y and have them start a podcast. They know a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think my kids would want to do a podcast. I don't know what would their podcast be about.
Dylan's would be about Minecraft
sure.
or math. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, math.
He told me
Right.
yesterday, he's
Yeah.
like, Mom, I failed my math final. And then he just had like, he could not smile. He got 95% on it. But yeah, okay, so a couple things about this.
Math podcast would be good.
It would be.
Wes would listen.
So my boyfriend did introduce me to Turd Ferguson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now I understand the clip. I have a new pop culture reference data point. So that's cool.
How was it?
Well, so I don't like Saturday Night Live. Like, I don't like it at all. But it is nice to, like, I did watch it. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Turd, she's burning you right now.
No. It's just a fine line between slapstick and just duh comedy.
Yeah,
like
that's Saturday Night Live.
It just doesn't always hit right.
Yeah.
So it hits wrong most of the time. So anyway, but it's cool to have that reference. And then the YMCA, they can literally walk there, and I will probably go there. So I think they'll use it more than twice. But that is, it's not a bad idea. I think Dylan would really enjoy doing a podcast.
That would be cute. Oh man, when he was younger, before he became a teenager and self-aware and awkward about embarrassing himself, he was such a natural. I'd have him pop on the live stream, and he would just.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was total natural. So I think he's got it in there somewhere.
Yes.
Outdoor Geeks here with 5,000 sats.
I am programmed in multiple techniques.
Says that's some tasty bass or bass. Could be bass. I like bass actually.
Fish or waves. Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever had bass?
Oh, plenty. I mean, there are a ton of like smallmouth bass in the river that I grew up on. So I grew up with the bass.
Yep. I grew up on a lake that had a lot of bass.
Feeding on them.
I still prefer the rainbow trout over the bass.
I agree.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you can get some pike.
Oh.
The hard part is cleaning it. The great part is cooking it.
Eating it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Outdoor Geek. Noble Payne, Mr. West Payne boosts in with 5,555 sats. All right, he's got a quiz for us. E&M quiz. You've got a fat copper wire carrying 100 megahertz RF. Most of the current flows through A, through the center, B, evenly across the section, C, just along the surface, or D, only at the endpoints. Do you know, Brent? Do you know? This is a hard one.
So RF here is radio frequency.
Yes, right.
100 megahertz.
Is Mr. Payne going to give us the answer?
It's quite low.
Oh, yes. Would you like to phone a friend?
Together? Most of the current flows through either the center, throughout the whole thing on the surface, or just at the, it's not only at the endpoints.
Oh, that was my hunch.
Oh, do you have a reason why you hunched that direction?
I like the D.
Oh.
I think I know. I think I know. You got to.
I don't know. It just seemed logical. Anytime I've seen copper, it's like hot on the ends. So I don't know.
I feel like I know, but I think people should boost in with their answer because I don't want to embarrass myself. But I think I know the answer.
I don't know at all. So it's a completely uneducated guess. Don't think I know anything about what even the question is.
Let us know.
Just to be clear.
Let us know. Okay, again.
Wes says boost in with your answer.
Again, so here's the quiz question. You've got a fat copper wire carrying 100 megahertz RF. Most of the current flows through A, through the center, B, evenly across the section, C, just along the surface, or D, only at the endpoints.
Is fat an important operative word here? Like, why is it a fat copper wire?
Oh, I think you've caught something there.
It's FAT, right? It's not. It's not the file system.
No, he means the type of wire, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you caught something there.
That's a fat wire.
All right, so thank you, everybody. We didn't have a bunch of boosts this week. In fact, it was a little bit of a light showing. I know you don't like our little show. It's fine. It's fine. But we did have a batch of you, 9 of you, stream sats as you listen. So you stack 7,444 sats. Thank you very much for that. And when you combine that with our boosters, the show stacked a total of 43,331 sats.
Speaking of Saturday Night Live.
But we do appreciate everybody who supports us via a Jupiter Party membership or a boost. If you'd like to support episode 26, boost right in, and you can do it with a message. I want to let everybody know we do have a bit of a PSA as well. So before we get out of here, I got to mention, with the summer road trips coming up, there will be a little disruption to the old show schedule, so you need to be aware. There will be no episode on July 1st. I believe that'll be our victim week right there. We're gonna take that week off. That's the one that takes the hit. But it'll be worth it. We'll come back refreshed, and I'll hopefully have lots of success stories about how the cooling system worked fantastic in the RV. The kids had a wonderful time, and my mountain called to me, and we had a deep connection. I'm hoping. We'll find out.
You're gonna hike to the top, right?
What? No, that's what drones are for. I'm just going to sit back in the RV and send the drone off. That's what I plan to do. All right, links to what we talked about today are weeklylaunch.rocks. You can join us next Tuesday or catch it in your podcast app Wednesday morning. Shout out to editor Drew, who makes that possible. That's it for us. So, from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, thanks for listening, and we'll see you right back here next week.